So there's this YouTube channel called YellowFlash too, who makes kind of similar content to Geeks and Gamers, and they're apparently saying that Minions: Rise of Gru, because it's not woke or social justice warrior, that's the reason why to destroy Lightyear. Now I actually have abundant reasons why, or a lot. Why did I say abundant? Multiple reasons why I think Minions: Rise of Gru is completely dominating Lightyear in the box office, because honestly nobody expects this. That's something. One thing me and Yellow Flash 2 can agree on is on any of the day of the week, a Pixar movie that is based on Toy Stories, which Toy Story is one of the most popular animated movies of all time, should have been Minions: Rise of Gru in the box office any day of the week, any day. But I am going to talk about kind of the comparison, Minions: Rise of Gru. Now, to give you guys a little bit quick of a summary, I reviewed both movies. I think Lightyear was a decent movie. I do think that Lightyear eventually didn't live up. Like, the first act was freaking phenomenal. It was amazing. The second act was pretty good. The third act, I'll say there's flaws in it, but it's still, I think it's a solid movie. I don't think it's a movie nearly as good as any of the first three Toy Story movies, and even the fourth Toy Story. I like the fourth Toy Story movie. It's not as good as the first three, but I wouldn't even say it's near those levels, but it's still a solid movie. Minions: Rise of Gru. To be fair, I'm not a fan of the Minions characters. I love the first Despicable Me movie. The second one's pretty solid. Third one had a lot of flaws, and then the first Minions movie was just not very good. I feel like the Minions are always better off as side characters with Gru, but there's no denying it. The Minions are very popular, especially with the new Gentle Minions meme, which I'm going to be referring to later on. But of course, we know Minions are very popular, but at the end of the day, it should have, regardless of anything, Rise of Gru should have never made any money near Lightyear, but I actually think there's a lot of reasons why. But the fact is, Rise of Gru is going to dominate Lightyear. But we're going to watch a bit of Yellow Flash's video now. The claim he's making is that the reason why Rise of Gru is destroying Lightyear is because Lightyear is woke. It's woke, it's pandering, it's social justice warrior stuff, while Rise of Gru has none of that. Obviously, it's no obvious. Like, Rise of Gru is not trying to... wait, hold on. If I'm correct about this, and I could be wrong, I remember that the Minions are supposed to be males. Here's a male dressed up as a female. There we go. There it is. There's the woke. They're trying to say men should dress up as women. There it is. Got him right there, boys, man. Yellow Flash 2 right here is a fake grifter. I'm the real grifter. I'm a true 100% grifter. I can spot the real wokeness. He can't. And he made it his thumbnail, so that's how much of it is. I'm just kidding. But let's watch this video at least.
Wow, I noticed people were very upset with my post on Twitter, not the actual video, because they just liked my very, very good thumbnail. That thumbnail has pushed this video.
Hold on.
I didn't think that it was going to go to. In fact,
sorry about that. Hold on, but your videos are kind of boring. I won't lie to you. It's all subjective. You know, my videos are boring to some people. Some people find them entertaining. At the end of the day, it's a mixed bag. But your videos are kind of boring. They're just, I mean, you don't even show your face. I feel like YouTubers who don't even have their face cams on tend to be kind of boring. Like, it's why I don't really watch people like Optimus. Like, I think Optimus is pretty entertaining, but I feel like the best thing about YouTube is when you see the facial reactions or the hand gestures, which is what I'll give Jeremy Grigg some props on. He, at least you can see his facial expressions, and makes the videos more interesting than they would if the camera wasn't on. But anyways,
I thought it would have maybe hit.
And not only that, but I hate when people say, oh, but you're not even judging on what the video said. Well, to be fair, your title and thumbnail is supposed to be a summary of what you think. So you can't blame people for not wanting to watch, especially because they know you're a monetized channel. But that's just me. I don't know about you. This is pretty woke right here. Female Minions are supposed to be males, I think, because in Despicable Me, they constantly keep saying male names. But hey, this is pretty woke, dressed as a female. I don't know, man. I'm just kidding. Maybe the trans accept thing. I'm just kidding.
Pretty close to 80,000 views, meaning the video will do pretty well revenue-wise. So I want to thank all the people that pushed this on Twitter. I went and checked the quote.
You're so boring, man. Come on.
Minions movie is not a failure, and the reason that it's not a failure is because it didn't focus on any kind of political nonsense. And it got families to go to the theaters.
Well, neither did Lightyear. You know, okay, so let me give context. So in the Lightyear movie, there was a lesbian kiss scene. You see two characters kissing real quick. Now, I actually did research prior to this, and I searched up a lot of articles. The only time you can see that this movie, that Lightyear pushed any woke agenda, was the director said, "Hey, I put out a lesbian kiss scene because I'm lesbian myself, and I felt like it was nice to have a little bit of inclusion." It was just a 2 second clip. It's literally just 2 seconds. They don't even tell you. They just kind of show you, hey, they just kissed and that's it. They didn't even make out. They didn't even make out. Like I'm gonna say this right now. I'm very accepting of LGBTQ plus people. I'm very accepting of this, but I also understand that hey, it's still weird. We still live in a society where it's still seen as weird. And I won't lie to you, when I see gay couples kiss, whether it's in real life, whether it's in movies, I still find it awkward at times because I'm just still not used to it. Not only that, but I also live in Texas, so over here there's not that many gay people, or at least openly gay people. When you go to California, New York, or any places like that, you'll probably see more people. But over here in Texas, you don't see that often. So I still find it weird. I won't lie to you. But I'm also not going to infringe on people's rights to fall in love with who they want to, especially if it's fully grown adults consenting, of course. But it was just a quick kissing, and I searched it up, and literally there was very few articles actually saying anything about it. Like Disney themselves weren't even saying, "Hey guys, Pride Month." I mean, I guess you could say, "Oh, but the movie came out in Pride Month. They're trying to show this clip to promote to the Pride." It's like these are the same people who keep promoting capitalism. It's like this is how capitalism works. You do what makes you the most money. I don't get why these people get so offended by that. But Minions Rise of Gru, nobody thought, "Oh, Minions Rise of Gru doesn't have anything woke, so I'm gonna go watch it." No, people. It's obvious because two things, major things. Number one, kids love these kinds of movies. If I was a kid, I would be wanting to watch this movie any time of the week. I mean, the first Despicable Me movie came out when I was really young. I think it came out in 2010. I was like around 8 years old when it came out. Uh, but nobody really thought about that Lightyear. In fact, the only people who were promoting that were literally the conservative YouTube channels like Ben Shapiro, Stephen Crowder. Because when I searched this up, all I could find is YouTube videos of Ben Shapiro saying Lightyear is woke. Lightyear's like literally the people who are complaining about this are the ones that were promoting that scene, and even some theaters were taking out. And again, I looked at all Disney promotion. They were even in the trailers, commercials. They didn't even show you the kissing. They didn't even imply that that girl is lesbian or bi or whatever she is. But we all know it's same sex kiss. They didn't promote it at all. Like what's the agenda? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out, man. Come on.
Lightyear focused on political nonsense, caused.
No, it didn't. What are you trying? Did you watch the promotion? Even in the movie, it's just 2 seconds of them kissing. There's not. It's like literally the only romance plot, and it was only 2 seconds. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I get if you didn't like the movie, because I do think the movie has flaws in it of itself. Like, for example, the Taika Waititi character and the grandma character, they were kind of lame and all that. The movie desperately needed a better story, at least past the first act. But it's not woke. It's not. And by the way, some of these people need to educate themselves on what woke really means, because remember, the term woke originally started off from black people waking up and seeing that the world is treating them crap back decades ago. That's it's like they would say things like "Stay woke, my brother," because of course back then, there was systematic racism, and of course there still is now, but there was far more of that back then than there was now. That's where the term originated. Now it's just basically, oh, anything has LGBTQ plus stuff. Okay, I guess it's woke now. I don't know.
It to fail spectacularly. It did.
Well, it didn't fail spectacular. I mean, it didn't do what it should have, but.
It nosedived at the box office. The point, I said in the video, is that there is a market for family-friendly movies, which
No
I
shit.
don't think is a shocker.
Well, I'm gonna say this though. I forgot. I should have explained this earlier, but the reason why I do believe Lightyear failed, while Despicable Me, crap, not that's not the name. Minions: Rise of Gru didn't, is mainly because Lightyear. We have to remember Pixar for over 2 years has conditioned people to go to Disney Plus for the next movie, whether it's what's that red movie called? What was it called? About the Canadian girl. Crap, I don't know what's the name of it. I don't remember. I gave a good review for it. Turning Red. There we go. Then there was Soul, Luca, Ray and the Last Dragon. like Pixar has conditioned people for 2 entire years to go watch these movies on Disney Plus. And the reason why I know is because I literally had people in my own personal life telling me, "Hey, why isn't this movie out here? Why is it not there? Like, why? Like, come on." Um, and not only that, but again, Disney Plus has conditioned people, and also I do think the marketing was not very clear. The marketing made it seem like, oh, this is Toy Story, because I even had people asking me, is this a spinoff? Is this like Buzz Lightyear on his own mission? Like, although I do think, to me, it was clear what the movie was supposed to be about. But to the general audience, all they saw was Toy Story character. Hey, where's the rest? Where is it? Like, some people didn't even think it was an actual Lightyear movie. Like, imagine. Let me try getting an example. Let's say that Watchmen. So in Watchmen, there's a comic within. I forgot what the name of it is, but if they made a movie of that comic, some people would probably think, "Oh, wait, is that supposed to be connected to Watchmen? Is it not? What?" But ultimately, there's no excuse. A Pixar movie, especially something connected to Toy Story, should be making solid money. It's not making good money. It's not making bad money either, but it's also not making good money. While Minions Rise of Gru, I think it was straight to the point. There's no complex story. There's nothing. And I will say that was one detriment that Lightyear had. Lightyear, even within the trailers, was promoting a very complex story. Which, again, that's no excuse. Because there's plenty of kids' movies, family movies, that do have within complex stories. Like, I'd say Inside Out, which is my favorite Pixar movie till this day, that had a complex story about how when you're growing up, you're going through all these emotions, all these feelings, sadness, anger, all this. And, some movies do have complex situations, but the movie itself did sound very complex, at least from the trailers. While Minions Rise of Gru was just straight to the point saying, hey, funny yellow thing, haha, funny poop, haha. But yeah.
And that Lightyear could have made money if they had kept Tim Allen. That would have helped quite a bit.
Okay, I agree with him on that. Like, I mean, I was fine with the change either way. I was fine with it. I understand why they got Chris Evans because they wanted to sound much younger. But I agree with him. I think if Tim Allen was there, I mean, I think it would have caused more confusion. But regardless, Tim Allen, I think it's safe to say there's more of a nostalgic factor to him. There's more love for the character, for his version of the character. But hey, it is what it is.
And instead of focusing on that 3-second kiss that's in the movie, maybe you could have made a better trailer that actually told people why they should go see this movie.
I agree with that second part. That is true. They should have focused more on making better trailers. They should have focused on making it clear what this movie was. Like, for example, like when the movie starts, it tells you 1995 or not 1995, 1992, somewhere around there. Andy's favorite. Andy had a toy of his favorite movie. This is his movie. They made that clear in the movie. But in the trailer, they didn't make that clear. In the trailer, they kind of just were expecting people to understand from the get-go. But they didn't focus on it. You literally just contradicted yourself. It's a 3-second scene. You blink and you miss that scene. Even some theaters are taking out that scene because it really doesn't do anything for the story. But it doesn't even affect it whatsoever. It's same as literally a character pointing to a place and saying, hey, look over there. It's not important. Like, I don't know what you mean by focus. I don't even know if you watched the promotional. I feel like you're just complaining for views, man.
They didn't do that. Instead, they wanted to run with their political angle and call people dumb and not.
By the way, I want to say this. I don't know how someone's sexuality is political, by the way. Just saying.
Dinosaurs like Chris Evans.
I mean, I identify as heterosexual, straight. I don't see that as political, man. Also, why do you care so much of another couple kissing, especially in an animated movie? Come on. Like, I'm agreeing with some points he's saying. Like, Lightyear definitely needed better marketing. And Minions Rise of Gru did completely beat Lightyear. That's objective fact. But it seems like you just want to complain about the wrong things, man. Like, come on, there are worse things happening in this world, but apparently the thing you got to complain about is a gay kiss scene in a movie.
Chris Evans famously came out and called people dinosaurs that criticize the movie and that they're going to die.
No, he called the people who were gonna complain about the gay kiss scene, dinosaurs. He was saying that they're basically believing in backwards ideology. I don't get why this is so hard to understand.
Off. Probably not the best marketing move. So it's funny that Minions is doing much better because, I mean, it's a Toy Story movie. This movie could have been huge.
I agree with that.
And the fact that a bunch of critics that criticized both movies gave Lightyear a higher rating based on representation.
Oh my god. Okay, I follow. I mean, but by the way, I want to confirm this. I'm not a professional critic. I barely make money from YouTube. Literally, look at my subscriber count. There's no way I'm making decent money on YouTube. I'm barely making crap. I make less than a $5 prostitute. Okay, but I gave Rise of Gru a negative review. I think it was a poor movie. Now, to be fair, I understand I'm not the demographic. I understand I'm not a kid, because if you watch Rise of Gru, it is a very silly movie that's more supposed to be for children. Lightyear, on the other hand, yes, it's a family movie, and children will enjoy this kind of movie. But Lightyear does have a more complex situation. It's literally a story that delves deep into, you know, life, time. And I still think it's a weak Pixar movie. I don't think it's the worst Pixar movie. I think it's a solid movie. But I did give Lightyear a positive review, while I gave Rise of Gru a negative review. And it wasn't because of a kiss scene. I could care less. I'm actually someone who said that. To me, diversity, I don't care about diversity. I like diversity, but I don't care about it. Like, I'm fine with black people in movies. I'm fine with gay people in movies. I don't care. To me, it's never been about that. It's never been about that. I don't care. I'm not somebody who's just going to virtue signal. I just watch a movie, and if it's good, I'll say it's good. If it's bad, I'll say it's bad. But when you just say that without any proof or evidence that they're using it because of political agenda, that's when you start sounding stupid. Because now it just seems like you're going to say things because you have no fact. You have nothing to prove. You have no evidence. No evidence. And again, this is coming from somebody who doesn't care about diversity. I don't care about it. I want to live in a world where nobody cares about what race you are, what gender you are, what nationality. I don't care. I don't care. Like, quite literally, it is the most irrelevant thing to me. But to this guy, it's not. To them, it's just, oh, gay kissing. And then to say that the critics only like Lightyear because of representation is very disingenuous, because you're implying that anyone who dares like Lightyear only liked it for that kiss scene. Yeah, because liking a 2-second kiss scene is supposed to apparently push me in that direction of liking the movie. I mean, I'll straight up say this. I didn't like the Captain Marvel movie. I don't hate Brie Larson. I think Brie Larson's a solid person. But I'll admit this. I'm not a fan of her acting. I'm not a fan of her movie. I think Captain Marvel is actually one of the weakest MCU movies. And I'll say this, even though I gave Rise of Gru a negative review, I'll say Rise of Gru is more entertaining than Captain Marvel. I'll straight up say that. So yeah, you're being very disingenuous there. But I do want to talk about the other side of things. So the people like the grifters, geeks and gamers, yeah, they're saying Rise of Gru proved to Lightyear that there was a agenda. And look, I completely criticize that idea. I don't think there was an agenda in Lightyear. I think it was just because you have to remember, Disney is a company. Disney is a company with multiple branches. It's not like Disney called the director and said, hey, add this scene because it's Pride Month and we need to have. If that was the case, then they would have marketed that. They would have put the kiss scene in the trailers. They would have put it in the commercials. They would have put it everywhere if that was the case. But they didn't do that. In fact, the only 2 times that they ever brought it up in their marketing was when Chris Evans quickly said, hey, if you don't like that, then you're pretty backwards, which is true. You're very backwards if you can't accept the kiss scene. It's normal if you find it weird, because, again, we're still not at the point in society where seeing a same-sex couple kiss is normal. That's fine. That's understandable, especially because a lot of people in America grew up religious, including me. I grew up in a very Christian household, so I still find it weird to see same-sex couples kiss. Don't get me wrong. When I watched the scene in the movie, I was kind of like, really. But I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm somebody who's fine with LGBTQ plus people in movies. And I feel like a lot of these people find small things to complain. But there's also another side to it. There's some people who are saying that Minions Rise of Gru is and I'm going to talk about this because this video is already about that, but they're talking about how Minions is supposed to be marketing capitalism, marketing labor, and I'm not going to get too much into this, but I'm not going to even read it. I already read it prior to making this video, but they were basically saying how, you know, these Minion characters are supposed to be like little slaves, little, you know, these characters who are just supposed to be marketing capitalism, all that. And, you know, there's a lot more articles. I think it's stupid because obviously that's not the point. They're just silly little yellow blobs who just say poop fart jokes. Poop fart jokes. I don't think Universal specifically was like, hey, let's promote capitalism with this. Ha ha ha. I think people who are making Rise of Gru so political, I think you should just stay off movies. I'm sorry. I don't get how you make... I can get why you would say some movies have political ideology in it. Again, the original Star Wars trilogy, George Lucas specifically said that he did use the Vietnam War, you know, politics within it in the movie. You know, a lot of movies have political narratives, political messages, and it's kind of what a lot of art forms have done. I mean, go look at Dr. Seuss's old work, you know, being very against Nazis and Adolf Hitler and all that. Of course, that's happened from the beginning of time. You could even say to some extent that Watchmen heavily criticizes both communism and fascism. You could say that. But Minions Rise of Gru definitely was not that. I'm sorry, there's no inner message. I mean, there is one thing you could say. I guess you could say that Minions makes kids stupid. I guess you could say that because the little blob things don't talk. They make poop fart jokes. They just do stupid things. And when I was a kid, when I watched stupid movies like this, I would just want to do the stupid things they're doing. So I guess there's that argument, but that one also has no foundation because for centuries we've had stupid things like Tom and Jerry, SpongeBob. There's always been cartoons where the characters do stupid things, and I don't know, but I don't know. I just don't agree that Minions has any political narrative towards it. Like I don't get how you come up. I feel like you're reaching at that point. You're reaching, but at the same time, I also think you're reaching if you think that Rise of Gru succeeded over Lightyear because it didn't have any woke agenda. I think you're just really stupid if you believe that. I don't know. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. I can understand why some people didn't watch Lightyear because of the kiss. I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of what your thoughts are on a movie, you're always entitled not to watch that movie. You're always entitled. Like, for example, let me use a good example. Let's say Endgame, you didn't watch Endgame because Brie Larson was in it, which I doubt that. Nor does it matter because Endgame ended up making crap loads of money. But let's say you did. You're entitled to that, and I'm not going to change that. But I am going to debate you on it. I am going to confront whatever it is you're trying to push on to people. But if you are making Minions Rise of... And again, you have to be very desperate to make Minions Rise of Gru a political message. And again, it is true. YellowFlash did bring up some facts. What's it called? Minions Rise of Gru did beat Lightyear, and it shouldn't have, but it did. And at the same time, Lightyear did poor job at marketing, but it wasn't because of LGBTQ plus stuff. It was because simply it didn't make clear what the movie was supposed to be about. It didn't. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see y'all next time. To infinity and beyond.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on!